Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony, and I'm the host of TheLostSanctuary. I'm currently working as an accountant, and I've been an accountant for a little over 9 years now. I am also a licensed CPA right here in New York. So, today we're going to get into our Reddit series, Am I the Bad Person? This is going to be episode 4. So the first one is, am I the bad person for not inviting family to my child's birthday, even they showed no interest in mine or her life ever? I have an aunt and uncle who for years I have not shown any interest in my life. We were close enough. I helped out a lot with anything they asked, whether it was doing things for them or helping with my cousins. I am the eldest and have a large age gap, meaning I could do babysitting. In the last 5 years, I would say I have become nothing to them. They would never acknowledge me, never say hello. Only some of them came to events I invited them to. My cousins, who I was so close to, basically stopped talking to me. That could be teenager things for the eldest though, but it was just one day, nothing. In those 5 years, I have met my husband. He helped my aunt with a business adventure. She tried to purse a couple of times, but when he couldn't help one time, it was a big deal. I told him not to cause that would happen, but he was trying to be nice and help my family. We got engaged. We never received the direct congratulations. They came to our wedding. We felt pregnant. Nothing. I have bit the bullet, invited them to everything. So to please my grandmother, to keep the peace. But I have had a daughter now. I had a traumatic birth and then emergency C-section. I got nothing from them. They didn't even bother to meet her until we all got together at Christmas when she was already 5 months old. And it was only because we got together for said grandmother. Otherwise, I probably would never see them at Christmas. Even then, they didn't acknowledge us or even show any interest in her. I had planned her first birthday, and I had invited guests to it. That have been a part of our life. The friends and family who were there for us checked in on us, helped us, and have generally shown an interest in her first year. I didn't invite them or other family who have pulled the same shit on both sides of our family, but the problem is coming from this. My grandmother had claimed that she is so upset that they were not invited, and now she does not want to become because of it. I should also note they have had things and I invited myself or my immediate family either, but it's okay because it's them doing it, not me. I am not a confrontational person, but I finally stood up for myself, and now my grandmother won't come to her great-granddaughter's first birthday. I stand up for myself for once, and it kind of proves to me how little I mean to her compared to the Golden family. Most people agree with me that I have made the right choices about my daughter and not about the ones who didn't get invited, but am I the bad person in this situation? Some have said maybe we just invite family, but honestly, I do everything to please everyone. I'm a people pleaser, and I'm the one who always gets hurt, disappointed, and let down. I have finally had enough saying no to the toxicity. I have one thing after many things for years from all three of them, and I am the word. So, this story actually, just to let everyone know, this story hits so close to home because I myself am a people pleaser, someone who always wants to please others, and I always go out of my way to do that. So to this user, I want to say you are not a bad person. You are someone who loves to connect with people. You show that through your actions, that you're trying to constantly invite people to to events, whether it's like your birthday parties or other events, other family events. So I would say you're doing your best and you are not a bad person. So I just want to say that you're not a bad person, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. Now let's go into like a more deeper dive on the issue. So, there are times where, you're such a good person and you want to always please everyone you can. And I am guilty of that myself, as I mentioned, where, if someone needs my help with something, whether it's at work, whether it's my family, whether it's my friends, my cousins, anyone, pretty much anyone who asks me for a favor, I make a conscious decision to try to help them if I can. And that has been a detriment sometimes to myself, where sometimes I'll overwork myself. I'll feel like I have to constantly be meeting others' expectations, and it's really difficult sometimes to just constantly be on the marathon of pleasing people. And then the one time you slip up, as the user mentioned, everyone's like on you, they hate you, and it just feels so bad to be hated as someone who's a people pleaser sometimes, because you want everyone to like you. So this is just my honest thoughts, and this is just as someone who is a people pleaser. I've realized now more than ever that you can't please everyone. As much as you try to bend over backwards for people and try to help people, you sometimes they'll never be happy with you. And I'll tell you like what just my thoughts on it is, because sometimes people are just not happy with themselves. And if they're not happy with themselves, how can they be happy about the contributions you're doing for them? So, as much as we want to please people, sometimes you just can't please everyone. And that's something that's a hard lesson people have to learn sometimes, that, you just need to, just go out of your way to help and cherish the people that cherish you. And sometimes, it's not about, not just abandoning the people who are, a little bit more toxic against you, but it's about like not giving them as much attention, or giving, effectively. And what I mean by that is, give them attention as needed. Of course, don't be mean to them, but say hi to them, and try to start up a conversation. If you see that it's not working, move away. Move away, try to get out of that situation, just say, hey, I have something to do, and just get out of there. Because just as I said, there's people that you just cannot please in this world. As much as you want to, you do your best, it's just like there's just people who are never satisfied with no matter what you do. So I just want to say to this user, you are not a bad person, and I thank you for all the, I wish your daughter all the best, and I thank you for, for sharing this story, and thank you again for this. So the next question is, am I the best person for not giving my sister my childhood gold earrings? I, 20F, was told by mom that on my first birthday that she was given gold earrings as a gift for me. A few times in my childhood, I wore these. I grew up not knowing that these were a present for me and not just my mom's jewelry. Early this year, my sister, 16F, without my knowledge, took these earrings from my mom, promising her she'll wear them for a temporary time, which my mom agreed to. My sister then proceeded to wear these earrings for a month or so, and since I didn't know that they were mine, I didn't know they were mine, I didn't care at all. Not a week ago, she almost lost these earrings due to carelessness. Mom got upset, and while upset, told me it was my childhood earrings she had been wearing this entire time. I asked her why she was only telling me this now, but she responded with, I told you before, you just didn't listen. Which I don't know if that was true, or if this is true or not. So I asked for the earrings back, which my mom did give to me. She agreed that it wasn't right for my sister to take these from me as her own. But so my sister began giving the silent treatment, crying over, becoming really upset that the earrings were taken from her. My relatives and other family members seeing this kept coming up to me, telling me, you're a good sister, lend your sister the earrings so she can wear them too. Or your sister has built a connection with these earrings already. You weren't even wearing them, so give them to her. All of which I didn't listen, because if they were my gift, why am I obligated to give them back to her due to the connection she built with them without my knowledge? I would like to hear your opinions on this as to what y'all think. Edit. Thank you for everyone who's responded so far. There are comments saying my mom should give my sister her own pair, but the thing is she has another pair of gold earrings that my sister herself wore. My sister just does not want them. My mother offered to buy her new gold one first she wanted, but she refused this offer and still is giving the silent treatment. I'm used to being too nice of a person and people pleaser by keeping the peace and just doing that what everyone asks of me, but I've become more and more aware of these tendencies this year, which is why I decided to hold on to these earrings even if it meant this type of conflict would remain. In my opinion, I think my sister is being manipulative, as she knew they were mine since childhood before she took them. I forgot to clarify this earlier. So, I want to give my honest thoughts here. I'm going to say you are not the bad person in this situation, and I'll tell you quickly why. So the reason I feel you're not the bad person is because those earrings, they are in essence a memento of your mother. So your mom gave them to you. You wore them during childhood. Essentially, you built the connection first with these earrings. So essentially, you lent them to your sister, and it's definitely not your fault that she built a connection with these earrings, and now that she wants them. But sometimes people, and I'm not saying your sister in particular, but I feel like sometimes people out of spite will take the things you cherish, the things you love. So I would say you're not a bad person for holding onto these earrings. They're yours. Your mother gave them to you. They're a memento. If God forbid, if something ever happens to your mom, it's important to have these mementos of the people we love, because you never know how long they're gonna be there for you. So that's my honest thoughts on this. And now we'll deep dive more into the issue as well. So I would say this is very common, especially among siblings, to sometimes take the thing that the other sibling has. And it's not because sometimes they want it, it's more because they know that the other sibling wants it. So sometimes, for example, you'll have siblings that have one sibling has a lollipop, the other one has a candy bar. They eat their candy bar, and now they want the lollipop as well. So this is having a big ego, and something that we should not we should not nurture this kind of behavior, because what's yours is yours, and only if you choose to give it to the person, then it's theirs. Now, I want to be very clear about that. So, because there are times where people will forcefully take things from you, and this will be siblings, this will be family, this will be friends, it's not good behavior. I would never acknowledge someone who actually does that kind of thing. I think that's very disrespectful, and that's something that you should never do to someone. You should never forcefully take something that isn't yours, and always ask first before you even take it. And if the person says no, that's the end of it, because you never know what meaning that item or that thing has for someone. And there's just sometimes so much memories in just the one particular piece of clothing, jewelry, video games. I myself have a lot of great connections with the video games that I have. They bring such nostalgic feeling to me sometimes, and sometimes it reminds me of better times of when I was younger. So I think this is definitely like important to acknowledge that you just can't take something from someone without there being repercussions. Sometimes when you take something from someone, it's like you're taking a piece of them away from them. So it's important to understand that and make sure that you're not just taking things willy-nilly. So I just want to say to this user, thank you for sharing the story, and I appreciate you so much for sharing. And I, keep doing what you're doing. We're feather of flock. We're both people pleasers based on your posts, and I totally understand where you're coming from. Alrighty, so that's actually going to end our Reddit story, episode 4. I hope you guys are liking this content, and as always, we do have a website up here, and we have our socials down there. So feel free to connect with us, whether it's on YouTube or any of our socials, and just and of course, as always, as I always mention in my videos, I'm always growing. I'm not perfect yet, or I never will be perfect, but. So what I want you all guys to always do, if you can, leave your comments down below. Really let me know if this video has connected with you, has resonated with you, and just really understand, I just really want to continue to grow, continue to develop, and continue to make the world a better place if I can. So to all my users out there, keep fighting along, keep working, keep doing your best, because the world needs you. And as much as the world needs you, I need you as well, because you guys are such great people. Each of you bring a different flavor to the world, and we need that. So to all my viewers out there, thank you for everything, and until next week, adios.